A dome of crackling electricity encloses the entire stadium. The shimmering head and shoulders of a woman blink into existence above the arena floor. Electrical currents course over her metal teeth, and her form stutters and flickers as she speaks in a strange language. So, a new challenger enters the arena. You have 30 seconds to choose your teammates for a game of Chain Lightning. What's up, Guiding Bolt fans? This is Nick, and today we are going to be talking about Chain Lightning. This is a mini game out of the new Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden module, and if you want to read more about this, you can check it out on page 238. That's where you'll find the rules on how to play the game, as well as a kind of description of the room and some other useful information for running this piece of the module. So what I wanted to do today is just go over how I have set up my arena to play in my campaign, because after reading the rules and looking at the stadium in the book, I didn't know, it didn't make sense to me how it would play out. So I'm a very visual person, so I wanted to put together something that I could just, look at and run through, and this is what I've come up with. So this is on page 236. This is the fallen city of Nethril, and this is Ithrin, and specifically the area that we are talking about or looking at is area Y3. This is the Chain Lightning Stadium right here. And you can see in the book it's set up in an oval. It has three giant kind of tridents coming out of it, and then the tops of those tridents are electrically charged. And then the idea is the combatants or the players are running around in the arena trying to knock each other out, basically kind of playing like a dodgeball. Or trench, again, is how I've set this up. But they're trying to knock each other out, and if you just hit them with the ball, they're out. If you hit them with the ball and it's an electrically charged ball, then it gets them out as well as one of their allies. So there is a purpose or a good reason to try to throw it up through these metal tines here, or prongs, whatever you want to call it, forks, to get it charged so that way you can get out two people instead of one. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and look at my arena here real quick, and I'll just kind of explain to you how I'm picturing this in my head. So the way that I see this is, again, it's set up like trench. I've put the sidelines on the back sides here with thoughts of letting some of my players like get back in. So if it gets down to one or two people, you can maybe try to get somebody else back into the game if you want. And then level in the center here where the border is, the players wouldn't be able to cross. So on each team, the players wouldn't be able to cross across this border line right here. And I picture that kind of being open. So level with the players, it's going to be all open. So you can just throw this ball back and forth unimpeded, trying to hit the person on the opposite team. And then up above, those metal tridents, instead of being spaced like this across the arena, I'm picturing three of them spaced like this across the arena, just up in the air. So you got three different ones up in the air. And that way, what a player on either side can do is they can either decide to throw it at the person unimpeded, or they can try to throw it up into the through the metal tongs, get it electrically charged, and then what happens is once you throw it up there, right, I picture it kind of like bouncing between the prongs as it's kind of like getting electrically charged. Maybe it kind of goes all sporadic in there, and then it shoots out at a random location, or it just teleports down here to someplace else on this line. Like it deposits the ball back down below, so that way the players have to run and try to get it again. So there is a chance that they could actually lose the ball. So let's say that this player gets it right away, they try to charge it, and they don't recover it afterwards. Now this team gets the ball electrically charged. So there is a little bit of a risk to get the reward. So let's go ahead and just run through a quick match here. Okay, so this is a game which is played with two teams. There is 6 players on either side. And you can see here that I have Team Kobold on my left and Team Orc on the right. Now, obviously, in an actual game, one side is going to be your players, and the other side, if you're going off the book rules, it is actually a team of 6 Galvan Magans that appear on the playfield. So, but just for miniature representation, I have 6 different kobolds and I have 6 orcs, so that's what we're going with. Now, to start things out, this little iron ball here, that's what they're throwing at people. This is it has a range of 120 feet, and when it hits somebody, it does 1d4 bludgeoning damage on a hit. Now, if it is charged with electricity, it does an additional 1d6 lightning damage. So there is a chance to get wounded pretty minimally during the game, but there is a chance to take some actual hit point damage while you're playing the game. So just keep that in mind. If somebody's low, this might be the straw that broke the camel's back. So to start things out, everybody, so the ball appears randomly in the center line. I would just have it appear in the middle here. Picture it when it starts out, everybody's kind of like on their starting line back here, kind of like when you play Trents, and then everybody runs towards the center area to try to grab the ball. So step number 1 is to have every player make a dexterity check. And the individual with the highest roll gets the ball, and then that person's team is on offense. Now, if they both get here at the same time, then you have a strength challenge between these two. So just to play this out real quick, we're just gonna roll 1 dice for keeping it simple here and short. So Team Orc rolls, they get, oh nice, a 19. We're not gonna add in modifiers here either, we're just doing straight up rolls, just to, again, keep things going quick. And the kobolds, you think they'd be a little more agile, but they only got an 11. So the orc gets there first, gets the ball, and now he has 2 choices. He can either hurl the ball and try to knock out one of the players on the opposite side, or he can try to throw it up into the through the metal tines to get it electrically charged. So let's go ahead and run through each one of those scenarios. Okay, so there is actually a step 2, which I'm just going to read real quick and explain, but I've chosen to leave this piece out just because I think it makes the game slow. It slows down the game, and I don't really see a reason for it, especially with how I have set up my arena. Now, if you set your arena up similar to how the book explains it, and it makes sense to you, then maybe you could add this piece in, but again, I've chosen to omit this portion of it. So it says to simulate the ball being passed around. So again, if this were an oval arena and everybody was kind of mixed together, they're kind of like passing the ball around, I guess, trying to get into a good position to hit the other team. You're supposed to have every player make a DC 15 dexterity check. So if the team on offense, so the orcs in this scenario, if they then win that check, then they have the option to either hurl the ball at a player on the opposite side or try to charge the ball. And that seems, I don't know, that seems redundant to me. They already won the battle for the ball when they grabbed it out of the center, so now they can choose to do, what they want with it. They can either make an attack or try to get it electrically charged. So again, I've left that piece out. If I don't know, if you think I should have included that in, go ahead and explain to me why down below. Try to convince me, because it didn't make sense to me, which again is why I have decided to leave it out. So let's go ahead and go over the example where they try to get the ball electrically charged first. So in order to do that, whoever is in possession of the ball has to make an attack roll against the metal tines AC 15. So basically they're just trying to throw it up between the tongs and get it charged to get it electrified so they can try to eliminate 2 people instead of 1. So to do that, we'll go ahead and make a attack. Again, this is the ball has the finesse property, so you can use either dexterity or strength. So I think the orc, they're obviously going to be more, they're going to be stronger. So +3 is the modifier, so 14 plus 3, we'll go ahead and say that is definitely going to be a hit then, because that is 17. So that beats the 15, so it jumps up here, the ball gets between the metal prongs and gets electrically charged, bounces around, clanging between the prongs, and then it pops back down here. Now we have to have a challenge again between these two to see who gets the ball. So orcs roll, they get a 9. This is a dexterity athletics check. Kobolds get a 2. So this is actually worked out in the orcs' favor because now they have the ball back and it is electrically charged. So now let's go ahead and have them throw it at one of the players on the opposite team. Alright, so the orc has the ball. He's going to make a ranged attack against one of the kobolds. Kobolds have 12 AC, so go ahead and make an attack roll. Oh, that's definitely going to hit. Don't even have to add the modifier. So that is got a 19 on the roll. So the orc chucks the ball, hits the kobold. That does 1d4 points of bludgeoning damage to the kobold. This is an iron ball. I just picture the if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a dodgeball. So this iron ball knocks the kobold in the head. Since it's electrically charged, it also does an additional 1d6 points of damage to him. He gets zapped or knocked out, so he gets teleported over here to the sidelines. He is now out of the match, and since it was electrically charged, you now make a random roll and determine which other one of the opponents is eliminated because it was electrically charged. So we'll just say that we rolled a d6 and this guy was eliminated. So now we have 2 kobolds out and we still have the full orc team. However, now it is the kobolds are in possession of the ball, and they're going to get they now get to decide whether they want to just try to knock out one orc or if they want to go ahead and try to get the ball charged to do the exact same thing. Now, if either side throws the ball, like let's just say they make a ranged attack, and whether it's electrically charged or not. So if they throw it and they miss, then obviously the other team is going to get possession of the ball. Now, if they throw the ball that's electrically charged and missed, it actually loses the electrical charge. So you'll have to, whoever wants to is going to have to try to charge the ball again. So keep that in mind. And then as far as the sidelines, I think what I'm going to end up doing here is I'll probably do similar to how you have to make a attack AC 15 against the tines, the metal prongs up here to get it electrically charged. I'll probably do the same thing for the sidelines, except for maybe make it a higher AC, maybe make it 20 is probably too high. Anyways, that's what I'm thinking. Either that or I'll do some sort of ability check. But you have to throw it over to the player. They have to obviously make some sort of check, or the person throwing it has to make the check. Once they have the ball in their possession, then I think that they have to make an attack against one of the orcs, or, you know, on the other side, if it was roll was reversed, to be against the kobolds. But they have to try to hit the person to knock them out and then have them go back into the game. So that's what I'm thinking anyways. I think this is, I'm really looking forward to playing this. I think it is going to be a amazingly fun mini game to play with my players, so I am really excited to do so. Let me know down below if you like this version of it, or if you understood the book version better than I did. Explain it to me and why that version makes more sense than this one. Excuse me. Otherwise, that's how I plan on playing it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, go ahead and throw it down below. If you have any comments, I also love hearing from my viewers, so just feel free to drop a line. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, because we do put out weekly content, so if you want to keep up with what we're doing, that's the best way to do it. And as always, thank you for watching, and until next time.